Hey guys, welcome back to my channel The Curious Palate. This is Vidya Shivalingam. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe right away. Irrespective of your baking experience, if you are planning on baking the best chocolatey dish, then today's dish is for you guys. The best dish to start your baking journey is a good brownie. Not too many techniques, just a few basic things to keep in check. And with this fail-proof recipe, you will rock it. Feed this to your loved ones and they won't stop praising you. And that is what will get you into baking. So without further ado, let's begin making the super fudgy, gooey and rich chocolate brownies. First, let's prep the cake tin. Spread a good amount of butter onto the pan on all sides. Layer it with some parchment paper or butter paper and let the paper be long enough so you can easily lift the brownie off the tin once it's done baking. Butter the parchment paper so the next layer sticks. And place a layer of parchment paper in the opposite direction. The tin is ready. Let us set this aside. Next, let's chop the chocolate. I'm using 55% dark. You can use any of your choices. Make sure to adjust the sugar quantity accordingly. This is about 225 grams of chocolate. Roughly chop them and add half the chocolate to a microwave-safe bowl. Save half for later. Add 140 grams of butter to it. Melt this chocolate and butter mixture in the microwave in 10-second bursts, mixing between each of them. To this, add 1.5 teaspoon of espresso powder and give it a quick stir. Coffee enhances the taste of chocolate. And don't worry, once it bakes, you won't even taste or smell the coffee. Set this aside to cool down as we don't want the heat from this to cook the eggs. Meanwhile, take a large bowl and add 3/4 cup of castor sugar. Even regular granulated sugar works fine. Remember to cut the head off while measuring anything in cups or spoons. Add 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Every time you measure brown sugar, it needs to be packed like this. Like I always say, don't bake anything without salt. Just half a teaspoon of salt will do wonders to your dessert. Next, add 1 teaspoon of good quality vanilla extract. Crack open 3 regular sized eggs in another bowl, just to be sure we don't have any eggshell in our food. Add 1 egg at a time and beat this over medium speed. Once the egg is combined, add the next one. After adding all 3 eggs, increase the speed to high and beat for 5 to 7 minutes until the mixture turns fluffy, light and thick. Now add the melted chocolate mixture slowly while beating the egg and sugar mixture. Beat it for another minute and we can move on to the dry ingredients. Today I am going to show you how to measure the ingredients for baking. When the recipe calls for 1 cup of flour, it always means sifted flour and the head cut off. So let's get this sorted today. I have measured out 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour. Let's check the weight. As you can see, it's 114 grams. Now sift this flour and preferably do it twice. Then scoop the flour into the measuring cups. Cut the head off with anything that is flat. I just used the back side of my knife to do this. Let's measure the same 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour this time. As you can already see, there is some flour left behind from the previous measurements that we've taken. Now let's confirm it with the weight. Can you see what a huge difference this makes? So from next time, I hope you remember to measure it this way for replicating any recipe. Similarly, scoop and measure 1/4 cup of cocoa powder. Sift these together into the egg mixture. Using cut and fold technique ensures that we don't lose out on much of the air that was beaten into the mixture. Mix them until all the ingredients are well combined. Now's the time to add any additional ingredient you want to add to your brownie. I'm adding the remaining half chocolate chunks and some toasted walnuts. To toast the walnuts, just dry roast them in a fry pan for about 2 to 3 minutes. Let's just roughly chop these up. Both these ingredients are completely optional and you can add any other nut as well, like pecans or cashews. If you do want to add almonds, then soak them in water and peel the skin off. Then slice them and add. Using the same technique cut and fold, mix the chocolate and nuts into the batter thoroughly. Our brownie batter looks delicious and rich, isn't it? Let's transfer this chocolatey goodness into the cake tin that we prepped earlier. Spread it evenly and bake at 180 degrees Celsius in a preheated oven for 30 minutes. After 18 to 20 minutes, remove the tin from the oven and whack it hard on the counter. This helps in getting an even brownie and we won't have one with higher sides and denser insides. Pop it back in the oven and bake for the remaining time. Once it's done baking, allow the brownies to cool down completely before cutting into it. Use the parchment paper to remove the brownie from the tin. As it cools down, the brownie will deflate further, as we haven't added any rising agents to the batter. But don't be bothered about it. A brownie is going to be much denser than a cake. Once it's cooled down, cut them into squares and serve. Serve them hot with some vanilla ice cream for the best ever brownie experience. Check out how fudgy the brownie is, and the gooey chocolate is heavenly. Once you try this recipe, you would never want to try another. I hope you guys give this recipe a try and give it a huge thumbs up if you like it. And for more such amazing recipes, subscribe to the Curious Palate. Bye bye, happy baking!